Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon, and never miss another update from your AG Trendings.
There is no word in the English language for a parent whose child has died, as if the subject were too painful for society to confront. Elle Wright lost her son Teddy soon after he was born and wants to challenge the idea that a person can only be considered a parent if they have a living child. Fast forward 6 months and for a few brief moments I held my new baby boy in my arms. He was silent, and he felt so tiny. Immediately a midwife whisked him away. I was left to deliver the placenta, my anxiety mounting. But before long Nico re-emerged, followed by a smiling consultant holding our son. He was bundled up in hospital towels and wearing what can only be described as a blue fisherman's hat. The consultant explained to us that our baby had had a little trouble getting going but was now breathing and stable. In his knitted hat he looked like he was about to head off on a deep-sea excursion. Little did we know he would soon be off on another journey, after spending just 74 hours on this earth. We decided to call him Teddy. His full name would be Edward Constantine, the middle name Constantine sprung from our love of the Constantine Bay on the North Cornish coastline. I dreamt of watching Teddy taking toddler steps towards the surf on our favorite beach there. Teddy and I went to sleep that night in a ward with other parents whose babies had needed extra care at birth. But about 2.5 hours later I was woken up by a midwife urgently shaking my shoulder. Her words were, "I've got to take him, he's really cold." I saw his little arms just flop down by his side as she lifted him out of his crib. He had stopped breathing and nobody knew for how long. It took 18 minutes for him to be resuscitated and we later found out that the damage that had been done to his brain was irreversible. My son Teddy would have been 3 next spring, but he never made it home from hospital. He died at 3 days old. When it happened I found myself catapulted into a kind of motherhood I had never expected. I found out I was pregnant in September 2015, after about 10 months of trying. I remember waiting for my husband Nico to get home to tell him the news. I placed the positive pregnancy test in his hands and when he opened his eyes I saw the expression change on his face as the penny dropped. He beamed, and I cried. I never thought anything could have topped our wedding day for that feeling of elation. We waited until our first scan at 12 weeks to tell people the news. I couldn't quite believe it myself until I saw our baby floating on the sonographer's screen, kicking and wriggling, so full of life. I dropped my husband off at work after and he sent me a text a little later. "This is the greatest Monday morning ever. I wish all Mondays could feel this good."